Welcome to another Stompy 51 miniature adventure. And to all those Americans who've asked, no, I'm not Allspecs Tactics. We just both happen to be Brits. Anyway, today we're going to look at some Scibor dwarves. These are gorgeous, these are characterful, but they have made the cardinal crime of having knees. And so they basically don't fit in very well with my enormous Games Workshop Oldhammer Dwarf collection, and so they're going to have to go. Now you might say to me, why did you buy them? Can't you tell? Are you blind? As well as sounding like Allspecs Tactics, which I don't. And the answer to that is they were in the same lot on eBay when I bought them secondhand with this amazing giant bear. But anyway, before I flogged them, I thought I would share. I guess we should start off by getting a sense of scale. So obviously that's a Games Workshop dwarf Slayer. I can't remember which type, Berserker or whatever. That's a Ratnik Miniatures dwarf, and these are very much of the no legs variety. And then enter the Scibor dwarf miniatures, who are very medieval looking, very, if I may say, Vikings. I mean, with enormous character. Look at that fellow. He's holding a shield. He's been in a few scraps. He knows what to do with that axe. And he's looking out of his beady eye over the horizon to see what's coming. Now, I wouldn't say these are brittle, but the sword on this fellow did break. But then again, that's what liquid green stuff is for, or rather, several layers. But as you can see, they are substantially taller and bigger than my enormous Games Workshop dwarf collection, which is why, unfortunately, we're going to have to let these guys go. Let's keep this dude in the frame from Games Workshop just for the sake of scale. Now these guys, again, there's loads of what I would call inert energy in these guys. They look like they're just kind of mooching about, having a look around, but really, you don't want to mess with them when they get angry. And they really do look like little Vikings or Kiev and Rus inspired miniatures. I suppose it must be all the wood, because normally dwarves are done with huge amounts of kind of gold and metal. But these guys, you know, they're surrounded by vast forests along the long rivers of Russia and the Ukraine in this fantasy world setting. And so, why not make use of it? That's the first half dozen. And then the second half dozen, so he's obviously more the boss dude with his pet falcon over there, holding his sword again, in that sense of, it gives me a bit of comfort, but basically I know exactly how to use it. Look at the ornate detailing to save you doing freehand on that cape. Unfortunately, some bits of them are very, I wouldn't say they're brittle, but some bits do sometimes break off. And I'm not sure what it's called, but that kind of chainmail over the head is quite fun. And look, there's a bit of a mixture of fur and dead giant lizards that the dwarves have taken out, maybe a dragon. A horn for kind of close command control. Totally a Kiev and Rus inspired furry cap. And I suppose Scibor Miniatures is based in Poland, so it's no surprise that maybe they are slightly Eastern European looking dwarves. A kind of combo of Zaporizhian Cossacks writing a naughty letter to the Ottoman Sultan and the off-duty caste of Vikings. And then we've got a couple over here who I think are smaller not necessarily smaller, but they're more of the Ranger variety, and I think I might keep those because they're not going to be part of a mass battle force. They're more likely to be part of some kind of RPG style, Mordheim style, bunch of adventurers doing what they do best. So I think I might keep that. Albeit, I'm not sure how he's supposed to work, because the feet don't seem to be on the same level. I'll have to work that one out. And what else can I share in terms of other news? I've played a couple of games of Flames of War North Africa, having assembled some Deutsches Afrika-Korps. Those are my opponent's Brits, which reminds me I need to assemble my Kasserine Pass Americans. I saw some dude in the friendly local gaming store do some interesting stuff with his Necrons to make them pop by just layering on various blue washes of different shades onto metallics, and I'm not sure what to do with the idea yet, but I'm sure it will come in use at some point in the future, probably for something futuristic. I've slowly been assembling my Mantic Armada Orc fleet. And yes, I have actually painted something. I've passed 300 subscribers, for which many thanks. It's nice to know that someone is listening. Taja Frasi. And a fantastically talented dude in the friendly local gaming store is preparing MDF buildings for a Mordheim campaign, which has inspired me to find a faction somewhere on the various options on Broheim. I'm working on the crew as we speak. But I think we'll leave it there for today, whilst I go downstairs and raid the kitchen for a cup of coffee. Please do like, comment and subscribe, just again to show me that someone is actually out there. Leave any comment, any thoughts you want to. It's nice to know that people are engaging as part of our wider hobby community. Keep safe wherever you are, and good day and good night.